Asante sana mtazamaji kwa kuendelea kutazama kipindi cha Kenya's Gold, kipindi ambacho kinakufunza mengi kabisa kuhusiana na kilimo. Dakika 20 baada ya saa 12 Afrika Mashariki. Ni Tajamala Saada na Sudi kukubali kujiunga na sisi hapa tuketi kitako taratibu. Wataalamu ambao wanafahamu sana kuhusiana na ukulima endelevu wapo studio ni tayari.
Now the focus on the show today is to learn so much about how farmers can intentionally practice smart farming through the use of renewable energy sources. And just bringing you up to speed with our potential when it comes to solar, we have the potential of producing about 15,000 megawatts, but our current production is slightly above 100 megawatts. That's just about 0.7%. So what can we do more to make sure that we are making the most out of the sun that shines so brightly in our country? And we'll be learning that through the SRET project. And our experts of the day are very present, ready to share knowledge. We do have Dr. Stephen Ochieng on my immediate right, who is the head of projects at Welthungerhilfe. Guten Nacht.
Guten Abend.
A bit of German right there. So we also have George Ndungu, who is the project officer at the Anglican Development Services, the project here being SRET. And finally, on my extreme right, we have Anthony Wanjohi, who is the founder and director, projects and research at Kenya Project Organization, KenPro. Thank you so very much for making time to be with us today. And we're going to start with you, Ndungu. Just talk to us in depth, being an implementing partner. Tell us in details who is Anglican Development Services and what really brought about this SRET project. What key issues are you trying to address with this project?
Thank you very much for having me today. Good evening, viewers. My name is George Ndungu. I work with Anglican Development Service. Anglican Development Service is the development arm of the Anglican Church. And we have different regions representation. We have ADS Pwani, we have ADS South Rift, we have ADS North Rift, Central Rift, we have ADS Eastern, we have ADS Mount Kenya East. But for the purposes of this project, it's ADS Mount Kenya that is engaged in implementing this project. You asked a very important question on how this project came about. Right. Sometimes back in 2023, we did feasibility studies in Kiambu, and it revealed quite a number of gaps when it comes to both farming and the outcome of this farming. And because the idea is to ensure that farmers are getting something substantial from whatever the input they are putting into their farms. And the idea was to ensure that at least we bring on a renewable energy aspect. So we are looking at what is the interplay between renewable energy and what farmers are doing and what they are getting. So the gaps that we identified were like limited knowledge in terms of them understanding what is renewable energy and how it can be utilized. Right. We also noted that there is a high upfront cost. There is a lot of money that's required for you to have renewable energy technology, specifically solar or biogas, into your farm. And we also noted that farmers actually were struggling to bring that kind of partnership between the financing firms to give them a package that they can be able to pay, little by little, because there are farmers who are actually vulnerable in one way or another. Right. So that's where we started from and realized that this project is going to bring a very important difference in the farmers they are working with.
Great.
So, maelezo mazuri sana kutoka kwako Ndungu. Naja kwako Stephen Ochieng. Mesikiza ukizungumza Kijerumani na Ngina, lakini sasa kuna neno moja inaitwa Welthungerhilfe, WHH. Kidogo kwako tupatie ufafanuzi kuhusiana na WHH inamaanisha nini?
Okay. Asante sana pia kwa ukaribisho bomba ambao umetupatia kuja kuwasiliana na kuweza kuzungumza na wakulima. Kidogo nitazungumza kwa Kiswahili, lakini utaniruhusu kwa maneno, kuna maneno mengine nitakuwa nikitooza kidogo, maana yake lugha zingine kuna baadhi ya matamshi yale labda weledi wa lugha kama nyinyi waelewa kwa ufasaha.
Nashukuru sana.
Kwetu sisi tutazungumza tu kidogo kisha tutagusia pale kidogo. kidogo hapa na pale. Shukrani sana. Kwa majina naitwa Daktari Steven Ochieng Dindi, msimamizi wa miradi. Nafanya kazi jinsi ulivyosema na shirika lisilokuwa za kiserikali ambalo laitwa Weltunga Hilfe. Weltunga Hilfe ni asili ya Kiujerumani na makao yao makuu yako mji ambao unaitwa Bonn huko Ujerumani. Na shirika hili pia linafanya kazi ya usaidizi, hii maneno ya humanitarian assistance kwa zaidi ya nchi 72 duniani, Afrika, bara la Asia na bara la Amerika, Latin America to be precise. Na hapa Kenya maofisi zetu ziko mkabala na ubalozi wa Ujerumani, hapo ndio tunapopatikana. Na ni shirika ambalo inafanya kazi kwa kusaidia wananchi kwa maeneo tofauti kama elimu, kilimo, masuala ya humanitarian assistance iwapo kunatokea majanga yale, kuweza kurespond na kuweza kuwasaidia pia watu, na pia civil society empowerment. Ndio maana tuna collaborate pamoja na ADS Mount Kenya kuhakikisha pia sisi tunawapatia fursa kama shirika lisilokuwa la kiserikali ambalo ni an international NGO, tunapatia pia the local NGO opportunity ya kufanya implementation wakati sisi tunafanyia ile technical backstopping. Hii ni dhamira yetu, ni kwamba tunataka pia kuempower the local civil society organization ziweze kuchukua masuala haya ya kufanya maneno ya maendeleo ya jamii.
Right. All right. Now, Anthony, moving to you, we are learning so much about what we're really pushing is our farmers being able to embrace renewable energy sources. I'd like for you to create for us a picture of how we are doing currently as a country when it comes to renewable energy in agriculture. And also, if we look at the adoption of renewable energies in different parts of the world, we have countries like China and Germany on the lead, yet we as Africans have more hours of sunlight as compared to them. Please help us understand why we have that gap and what we can do better and where we are as of now.
Thank you very much for this moment to be able to unpack the concept of renewable energy and unpacking the potential of renewable energy. Nitazungumza kwa lugha zote mbili, na kwa hivyo nitaweza pia changanya. I hope you are going to understand. Now, based on renewable energy concept, ni mnyama aina gani? Tunaweza kujiuliza renewable energy ni mnyama aina gani? Renewable energy vis-a-vis non-renewable energy is energy that replenishes over a period of time, over a short period of time, as opposed to fossil fuels, for instance, that makes or takes millions of years to form. Kwa hivyo renewable energy tunaweza kujiuliza, kwa mfano, wakati nilikuwa nazungumza na watoto wangu, wakati niwaelezea kwamba nitazungumzia juu ya hoja ya renewable energy today. Nikawauliza, what is renewable energy? One is in grade 8. Kaniambia renewable energy example moja ni wind. Kaweka tick kama mwalimu. Alafu ya pili kauliza mwenzake ambao ni watoto relatives ambao wamekuja kutembelea pale. Nikauliza aina nyingine. Huyu akaanza kublink. Hakupata ni nini renewable energy.
Right.
And then watatu nikamuuliza ni nini. Ndio akaniambia pia kuna water. Nikamwambia maji is a source, but we call it hydropower. And then we have another source of energy, renewable energy, inaitwa wind. Then we have solar. Then we have, they did not get one right, and they could not get it. And I tried to give them examples of even where we have visited during holidays. They could not get this. And this is geothermal. Geothermal as a major source of renewable energy in Kenya that contributes to 50% of our energy here in Kenya. Number one is geothermal, 50% in terms of generation. And Kenya is among the leading countries in terms of geothermal energy. Number two is followed by hydro energy, which accounts for 28%. My data I'm borrowing from one of the most renowned data resource body called IRENA.
Right.
IRENA is International Renewable Energy Agency. Is among the current organizations that are participating in COP29 that is taking place in Baku currently is still going on in Azerbaijan. So in this case now, looking at these, we are looking at geothermal, 50%, then wind. Wind is very small. Hardly wind is about 1%. And then we have biomass. It's another source. Biomass is in terms of biogas, water ADS, ADS and WHH collaboration. They are measuring on biogas, and then solar. Solar is only 5%.
Right.
So you can see those dynamics in terms of renewable energy. Now, moving to how we are unlocking the potential renewable energy in our country, I got involved in a project that I was conducting some 1 year ago, where I was involved in a major market trends and capacity installations in Africa, where I studied various countries in Africa on solar installation capacities. And to my amazement, Kenya is hardly 1%, accounts for hardly 1% in terms of total installations of solar. Africa, paradoxically or ironically, hardly 1% of world's contribution in terms of solar as compared. In fact, we are hardly in Africa out of is only 1% when the world has so much potential, and Africa, because of source of solar as we've indicated, also is a major source of solar, and yet why we are not yet there. In Africa, the leading country is South Africa,
right,
with about over 6,000 megawatts. Kenya, we are hardly doing even 200 megawatts. And then we have countries like Egypt, hardly with 16%. And therefore, you can see the dynamics in terms of solar. In terms of unpacking this potential, one, where we could apply renewable energy in agriculture, one is in terms of irrigation. Solar pumps. We are able to use solar pumps for irrigation and other systems like what ADS in this program will be using. And number two, we are also application in storage. Cold rooms is where we use solar, and we are combining also with biogas in cold rooms. Downtime times when there is no solar is only during daytime, and then biogas is used also at night because of biogas generator. Other areas is in terms of also farmers like chaff cutters. They use, and they will be also using in terms of generating power using solar and biogas. And also wind are able also to run and operate farm machines, small machines, using such kind of renewable energy.
Sasa ndarejea kwako tena Wanjoy, lakini nije kwako Ndung'u kuhusiana na swala hili la ADS. Nyinyi mnalenga nani hasa katika mradi wenu ambao mnatekeleza kama ADS?
Asante sana kwa hilo swali. Katika huu mradi ambao tunashirikiana na WHH, tunalenga kufanya kazi na wakulima 3,000 na wakulima ambao wametoka katika sehemu bunge ya Githunguri, sehemu bunge ya Limuru na sehemu bunge ya Kikuyu. Na kwa sasa tushapata wale wakulima na tumeanza kufanya kazi nao. Pia kuna wale ambao tunaita kama value chain actors, ambao wanaongeza dhamana kwa yale kwa ile ukulima ambao wakulima wanafanya. Na our value chain actors, they are different. We have financial institutions, we have even agricultural extension officers, we have another category which is very important, which actually tumeboro kutoka kwa ile upembuzi yakinifu ambao tulifanya pale mbele, ambao lituonyesha kwamba watu hawana akili ya ama hawana maarifa ya kutosha kuwekeza katika mambo ya solar na pia katika mambo ya biogas. Tukajua ya kwamba tukifanya kazi tuweze kuongeza maarifa ya wanarika, tutaweza kuongeza umakinifu katika wale wakulima. So we are working with about 30 youth that you're going to train, and you're going to partner with one of the training institutions. So that's the kind of cohort. And most importantly, we are also partnering with the county government of Kiambu, ambao wamekuwa nguzo kubwa sana katika huu mradi. Zile activities ambazo tunapanga tunafanya pamoja nao kuhakikisha kwamba ile pia mradi kama Kiambu County wametenga kufanya pia sisi tumechangia pale, kwa sababu mashirika kuja kuchangia vile serikali inastahili kufanya ndio kusaidia yule mwananchi ama mkulima.
Right. Dr. Stephen, I'd like for you to talk to us about what made Kiambu a very ideal place to implement this project, and the fact that Ndungu is talking about the knowledge gap, and he's repeated that several times. Please tell us what you're doing when it comes to trainings, capacity building, just to make sure that we are bridging that gap. You can answer that very quickly, and then we take a break.
Okay, thank you very much for that particular question. Allow me to say first that in the beginning of my introduction about the organization, we want to acknowledge that this project is courtesy of the German Federal Ministry for Economic Development and Cooperation. That is BMZ, that is the German ministry that is in charge of overseas development assistance. So I think that is important to note about that. So what made us choose Kiambu, number one, is that we are implementing, just as the name suggests, scaling up of renewable energy technologies in agri-food value chains. And Kiambu has been the bread basket, one of the counties that is considered the bread basket of the country. And in terms of its proximity to Nairobi, and that aspect of it supporting a larger urban population is one of the reasons that drove us towards supporting them, because of also the level of commercializations of the value chains that we wanted to support. And indeed, we wanted to come in a fashion that will assist the productivity to even double, because, you know, the population is increasing, line sizes are decreasing, and again, we need to produce more. So what better place or better county to serve as a pilot to the rest than Kiambu? Great. Then in terms of capacity building, what are we doing? We have developed a multifaceted intervention approach towards addressing issues of capacity deficiency among our farmers. Number one, first and foremost, we conduct the regular trainings, organize farmers into groups, deliver trainings. Then secondly, in each and every village, we are going to set up model demonstration farms, whereby our farmers will have the opportunity to go and interact with these technologies. Then finally, we are also supporting exchange and learning visit, not only within Kiambu, but outside Kiambu, so that they can have the benefits of learning about these technologies from their peers in the rest of the counties. Great.
Thank you so very much for that explanation. We take another break right now. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation on use of renewable energy sources and its impact to the farmers. And also, you have to give me the answer to our farm joke of the day. Thank you very much. See you after the break.